Come on. Finally. Oh, hi, I didn't see it. I bet you're an Extra Lifer. Wait, what is Extra Life? Seriously? Extra Life is a charity gaming fundraiser. We play games to raise money for local children's hospitals. We raised $13.5 million last year, and all because of people like you. What are you waiting for? Sign up to Extra Life to help kids like me.
All right, you guys, it's time to get a little bit bloody here in our charity stream for EP Live for Extra Life. We've got Dana Sissons here from the Coalition. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And Gears 5 has launched this year.
Yeah, it's been a big year for Gears of War.
Very, very big. Very, very big year. How did the launch go with the Game Pass? You guys must have millions and millions and millions of people playing this game.
It was the... I'm trying to remember the PR line here. I think it was the biggest first-party launch of this console generation.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's huge.
What's the fan feedback? I know the Metacritic's sitting at around a 90 or something like that.
I think we're at 86.
Okay.
You know what? People are loving the campaign.
Yeah.
We had a few hiccups with our online stuff that we're working through right now.
Who the hell doesn't? We're good with that, right? We can deal with a few hiccups.
So, yeah, but I mean, I think the one thing that I love about Gears of War is we have such a hugely passionate fan base.
Yeah.
The amount of people that I meet that have like tattoos of the Omen or Nashers or, we're huge in Mexico.
Yeah.
Like we were one of the Gears of War was a launch title with the Xbox 360. So it came out a year later. So the way that people feel about Halo in in North America here is how they feel about Gears of War in Mexico. So I get to go to Mexico a lot with our esports and stuff, and I'll have grown-ass men come up to me and give me the most long, awkward embrace, and they have like a tear in their eye, and they're just like, "Thank you," and I'm like, I didn't do a lot, but thank you. So Gears it's an iconic gaming franchise.
Yeah, it really is. Are the team members at the Coalition, like everybody's heads down working on this?
Yep.
Do people have time to like stick their heads up and kind of breathe that in and accept that and celebrate that a bit, that it matters to so many people?
We do, and I think, I mean, right now everybody's, we've had, upwards of 500 people were responsible for getting Gears 5 out the door.
Right,
So it was a huge undertaking, and everybody played a critical and important role.
Yep.
I think people they see it and they're working, and then you see the trailers on TV or you see this, and we get to me and Rod and other people, we get the fortune of going to events,
right,
and meeting people firsthand.
You guys are like the ambassadors,
for
the whole team,
which is great. But we come back and we try to share that with the studio, and people get into it. They love it. Like they know what Gears means to people.
Yeah, that's so.
And they're all fans. Like I've worked for, as you know, I've been in gaming for a while.
Yeah.
And
everybody has come from EA in one fashion or another. Yes.
I know. We were actually just talking about how the first time I met you was when I helped launch Xbox Live.
Right on. Yeah.
Way like in Mech Assault and like on the original Xbox.
Oh, that's wild.
And then I ended up at EA. So but studios that I've been at, people don't play the game at all other studios as much as and at the Coalition, like people love Gears and they play Gears.
Is that a way that you guys kind of recruit as well? Is that the message that does it help? Let's say if people want to work on Gears, that they also play it and know it very well.
I mean, I think regardless of what studio you're going to work for, playing the game is always a good thing.
Yeah.
For us, it's not a requirement.
Yeah.
I think if you're, anyone that's a passionate Gears fan is especially depending on the team you're on.
Yeah.
If you're on the narrative team, it probably helps that you know the franchise.
Yeah.
If you're, maybe a software engineer,
okay.
It helps as well. But so I think it's not a requirement, but it's certainly something that we obviously like.
As a fan, as somebody that's been with Gears as a player the whole way through, we've really seen this, kind of action, survival horror type of experience evolve into like a family tale.
Yeah, it started off as, I think family as an idea was always really central to Gears. And I think, you look at Gears at a very high level, like the original Gears, and it had that sort of dude bro sort of description about it.
Yeah.
But the story was so captivating and resonating. Like people talk about the Dom and Maria scene.
Yeah.
People talk about the Dom scene.
Yeah.
You know, all of those things, and it means something to them.
Yes.
Like people like take a second and they're playing those things and they have to go away. So that idea of family has always been there.
Yeah.
And that brothers to the end and all of that was such a core aspect of Gears.
Yeah.
And you know, when we look at with what we did with Gears 5 and that idea of family sort of came up again, and
Yeah.
you've got Marcus and his son, and
Yeah.
then the relationship that they have, and then Kate with her mom, and I don't want to give too many spoilers out.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wanna get into-
what point can we talk about the game? I don't know. Like,
Well, I
what's-
wanted to ask about the choice. You know,
Yeah.
the big choice. Do you guys have stats on?
We
what-
do.
Yeah.
I am not saying anything about about that.
When does that start to happen? Is that like you don't say anything until Gears 6, or because there's a formative, crazy, huge moment in Gears 5, and
Yes.
it changes everything.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I remember when we were talking about it in the development process,
Yeah.
and we were looking at early cinematics and seeing it kind of in its raw form, and then coming together. And I was watching it with the team, and like people stopped and had an emotional moment.
Yeah.
We're like, geez, like that really hit. Like,
Yeah.
especially the afterwards, like
Yeah.
when you see Marcus.
Yes.
To me, that's
Yeah.
when it hits.
Yes.
And
especially because it's so realistic and quick.
yeah.
And
You're not given a lot of time.
It's like
Well, you're like,
Yeah.
like it's a panic.
Yeah, and the way that you guys put that together just felt like it was like newsreel footage almost in a way. It was so grounded. It was like, oh my god.
Well, I love it because I think afterwards so Greg Mitchell and his cinematics team just
Yeah.
did a fabulous job.
Yeah.
Greg came from Epic. He's been with Gears from the very, very beginning, and he had a vision for how we wanted that scene to flow out, and for them, like just the audio direction that they did with everything inside of that sort of post-choice moment
Yeah.
is so powerful. To me, it's one of it's where games, I think, becomes really amazing.
Yeah.
Because you've got this sense of player choice and player act, like you're an active participant in the journey,
Yeah.
and then you get to sit back and you get to watch the cinematic moment. And it's such a weird dichotomy that there's not a lot of stuff that happens like that.
Well, and that's one of the wonderful things when you have a game franchise like this, or Halo,
Yeah.
or Grand Theft Auto, or or Uncharted, where the developers get some time to kind of grow. It's almost like a television series.
Yeah.
That gets to kind of go for season after season, and not every episode might work, but over the course of many seasons, you get to evolve these characters and grow and experiment and test different things out, and that's what you guys have done.
And people know them. Like you look at John DiMaggio. God,
Yeah.
I mean, he's been. I mean, I think he's already told Rod that, like, he's got house payments to make. That if he's ever going to write him out of Gears, he's got to give him a big heads up. So, like,
That sounds like John. That sounds like the John I know.
So we they become comfortable with it. You know, you look at like Lester with Cole and all this. I mean, I've met Carlos 100 zillion times, and he still loves being Dom, even though Dom's not around anymore. But he loves the idea of Dom.
Oh, he's around. In multiplayer, he's around.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
but in terms of not as in the narrative side.
And you don't really factor that in, but how wonderful is it that you get to create indelible characters and keep them alive forever in multiplayer, right?
Well, and it's so funny because multiplayer is, I mean, I love multiplayer. It's probably my favorite way of playing video games.
Yeah.
And Gears is so weird because people are like, I want to be this character.
Yeah.
And the requests that we get of, when is Clayton coming? When is all of these things happening? And it's so weird because you're just running around shooting people in the face.
Yeah.
But like people have this moment of they want to have that, like
They wanna feel that connection.
they want to live out being whomever.
Okay, well, Dana Sissons is here from the Coalition, and he is here to help out Extra Life, like we all are here. Give yourself a round of applause, everybody. Everybody that's in for this right now.
Yes,
Thank
thanks.
you for coming out. This is wonderful, and thank you for watching. There's been some issues with logging on to the extra-life.org website, so we have another URL to donate, and it's at bcchf.ca, which is BC Children's Hospital. So bcchf.ca/donate. And when you donate, make sure in the comments you write the EP Live or the Electric Playground stream so people know why you got there and why you're donating. But we appreciate all the support for you there, from you there. That's fantastic. Now, Dave Bautista is one of the playable skins.
Yes.
And he seems like he's raring to go for the movie.
Yeah.
But how many people have downloaded that and are playing as Dave Bautista right now?
You know, you run into multiplayer and you see a lot of Dave Bautistas out there. He's definitely a popular one.
We've seen a lot of Dave Bautistas in Gears since the beginning.
Yes,
Actually.
yeah. But no, yeah. I mean, Dave has definitely. He hasn't been shy about his love of the franchise and how, if there's a movie and when there's a movie, and you can ask, but I really don't know anything.
Yeah.
You'd have to ask Rod about that one.
Yes.
That he wants to be involved in some capacity.
Feels like he's been training his whole life to be in a Gears of War movie.
I know. And then he recruited Terry Crews to go and become Cole. Yeah. Like they're trying to go and do the movie casting already, so it makes me laugh.
They're doing the Nathan Fillion Uncharted.
Yeah, exactly.
The Terminator film is out this weekend.
Yep.
And
is it good? I
liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't love it, but I liked it.
Okay.
It's definitely fun, and people should see it. And you can play as Linda Hamilton.
She came in and did GUDS, or what we call the dialogue that you use during combat.
Yeah.
So she came in and we did VO sessions with same with Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
And Mackenzie
Davis.
Mackenzie Davis,
who is insanely good in the new. She is unbelievable. The casting for her was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all three of them did, not that Dave Bautista is associated with Terminator, but they all did their GUDS. So we had them in there. So it was great, and it was funny. Linda was a little, I think, standoffish, and then she got into it, and she was having. And she saw it, and she saw her character was, and really kind of enjoyed the process.
She's so badass. That's what I'm playing as.
Yeah.
On one side I'm the Terminator, and on the other side I'm Linda Hamilton.
And I mean, there's not many women that can be. I don't know how old Linda is, but I'm guessing
she's rocking it. Doesn't matter how old
she is. Badass.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when she was ripped for T2 back in '91.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Was it '91? T2?
91.
Incredible. Yeah, and she's still ripped. She looks incredible in this movie. Same with Arnold as well. Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It must be a cool partnership, right?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it was great. We had a lot of cool partnerships coming out.
Yeah. I got Chips Ahoy sent to me because of Gears 5.
We got Chips Ahoy. We did
cookies to people.
I mean, the nice thing is, I got we had an 8 brand. I mean, all sorts of stuff. Yeah. We literally, one of the nice things about being such a huge gaming franchise is partners want to work with you.
Yeah.
And we like working with them because it helps solve games.
Yes.
It tells the story. It gets people out there.
We got Charlie Ward asking you to ask Epic Games to make a Jazz Jackrabbit 2 Secret Files port.
Sure. Next time I talk to them, which doesn't happen often.
We got a question from Marco A. Will Gears cross over with any of the new Microsoft studios, Marcus Phoenix and Psychonauts 2?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
They're all about the crossovers and the partnerships.
I mean, we have Kat and Emil from Halo Reach.
Yeah.
They're multiplayer characters inside of Gears 5.
So maybe a little flip of that.
That's a question for Rod. I don't know that one. I mean, I think in the end, if partnerships make sense, I think it's something that we'd always look at.
For sure.
But who knows?
Well, speaking of that, I didn't really I got the cookies and I shared them with people, but I didn't really put all the codes and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you get? I know there's the cookies, and what else have you got out there? What do you get if you buy the Gears branded food item?
We have things like Boost, which is like a. It accelerates your XP faster.
Okay.
So a lot of our partnerships with Rockstar, partnerships with Chips Ahoy, a lot of it came with.
Kind of like you get the sugar high. And
you get the
sugar high in the game.
There you go. So a lot of that comes with Boost. There was exclusive weapon skins depending on the partnership.
Okay.
There's lots of in-game content.
Okay.
Typical stuff.
That's cool. Question from Sam I Am 111. Is it true that the next Gears will utilize an RPG leveling system? Can you go into any details about that? There's a little bit of an RPG light kind of vibe with Gears, I think, right now.
Well, I mean, we did with our PvE modes and arcade. We embraced heroes like Hero Light, where our characters have ultimate abilities, so they can use that to impact the battlefield, things like that.
Yep.
If you're playing Horde or you're playing Escape, which is our new 3-player sort of PvE mode.
Love Escape.
Escape's a ton of fun, and people are going crazy for it. The ones that love it love the heck out of it. They're playing a ton of it.
Cool.
So we have that, and then inside of that we have skill cards that you can level up. So there is like, it's not like Obsidian made RPG or something like that, but it is a different thing. In terms of future games, you never know.
Yeah. I mean, what you are doing with this game, and what I think was kind of initiated with Gears 4 and certainly carries over into Gears 5, is you're fleshing out the universe in some wild ways, and you're also creating time and distance. You know, you're making, like, in a literal sense, you're making it bigger.
Well, this was the first Gears game ever that took place outside of like a day or two.
Yeah.
Almost every other Gears game prior to this was a snapshot in a moment.
Right.
And whereas Gears 5, we had part of it, and then we flashed forward ahead 6 months. The overworld, which is, you know, we're in the skiff where you're moving through the ice or the desert in Vaskar. All of that. This was the biggest Gears of War ever. And we're excited about it.
We got a good moment going on right here. This is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a beautiful game. You
Yeah,
guys really, it's one of the best looking things I've ever seen.
I think it will go down as the best, if not one of the best looking games of this console cycle.
Of this console generation.
I can't see it not being that way.
You know, the buzz out there right now, and it's weird because this year, especially with announcements from companies like Analog and everything, is this backwards compatibility. It's incredibly important. The Switch backwards compatibility with the SNES that Hans was talking about, and PS5 is intimating that they're going to be. Xbox been a big proponent of it.
Well, we've been doing it forever.
You guys did the remaster of Gears 1,
right?
Yeah.
Gears UE, but I mean, not just us, but like Microsoft with backwards compatibility has been something that has been
it's
core
important.
People have an investment in their catalog.
Yeah.
There's games that I know that like I've gone back and been super excited to play, and then played them and been like, well, maybe it was better in my memory. And then there's other games where I've gone back. I know you guys were just talking about SSX3.
It's insane.
It stands up.
Xbox One.
You know,
it's
I mean,
so
for me, like SSX was a little predated my time at EA, but like I feel like Skate is my SSX, whereas I go back and I look at Skate 2.
Yeah.
And that's a game that I can put on now, and like I can play Hollow Meat with my kids, and we have a blast. Like it is such a great experience. So I think backwards compatibility is great. People want new experiences, but they want to be able, especially with stories.
Yeah. So my question to you, and I don't know if you can answer this, but how's Gears 4 or Gears 5 looking on Xbox Scarlet?
You know what? I haven't seen it, so I couldn't tell you. I would imagine it looks amazing, but I don't know. Like, I mean, I think it's safe to say that I know as much about Xbox Scarlet as you know about Xbox Scarlet. Like, those are decisions that's made it at a Redmond level, and I know about Gears of War.
Every console transition, it is like it's like the NSA in the video game industry, where only people with a need-to-know basis are allowed in, and they're allowed to see little snippets of what's achievable.
Well, I can remember when I was at EA at a third-party level, and as the consoles were transitioning over, and even though we were making games for them, we still didn't see they would be kind of like, oh, you're over there, and then only certain people can look at that. So, you know, it's hysterical, right? I mean, I mean, and the security makes sense.
It does.
But I mean,
everybody wants to know what's next. I bugged Will, who evaded all my questions quite well. You've done quite well with that, but
we both like our jobs, so that helps.
And also a lot of that stuff is kept secret. I do have a little story. I'm diverging here a little bit, but it's a Bethesda-related cool moment where Todd Howard, between the original Xbox and the Xbox 360, we were there to talk about, I guess, Elder Scrolls on the original Xbox. But he ushered me into a little private room and he said, take a look at this. And he had the Xbox 360 version of the game running, and just the light gleaming off of all the armor and all in real time. And it was just like,
I feel like the jump from like PS2 and Xbox to Xbox 360 and PS3 was
insane.
Was huge.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the jump from like the 360 to Xbox One and the PS3 to PS4 was amazing.
Yeah.
But it to me like
it
felt like it's better and it's lovely, and I love my Xbox One X and it plays on it and it's smooth. Like the gameplay is better. Like that transition has been a lot better. But like that holy shit.
Yeah.
Like I think everybody the first time they played on a 360 was like this is
it was HD.
Well, it was it was the first HD game, whereas now because maybe not everybody has 4K TVs yet, and there's all these kind of stuff, and I think you're seeing a lot of that down that path.
Well, and also a lot of the core. I talk about this all the time, like the PS3 360 game. It's like 3D games were kind of, as we know them today in this era, they were kind of perfected.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of the edges were smoothed out, literally and figuratively, so that it would, like, we got games like Uncharted, you know, and Assassin's Creed and Gears. Like, there was just this era of.
Well, I think what happened is when Sean was talking earlier about the idea of the game that he wanted to make that would take 5 years and hundreds of millions of dollars and that, whereas. That evolution now, once you hit 360 and PS3, people were able to sit down and go like, oh.
Yeah. You're going to spend some
like,
real money.
I can take the training wheels off. And like, that was when dev teams got like bigger. That's when like everything happened. And like, it was just, I think the industry matured. Yeah. And I think it really broke through. Yeah. And I think it became this force that people loved.
So are we going to see that again now with this new gen?
I hope so. Yeah. I look at like, again, I look at the published specs that were revealed at E3 last year for Scarlet, and I'm excited about it. I mean, I look at things like 120 FPS and like
up to 8K resolution.
You know, I mean, I think all that stuff is to me, as just as a gamer, let alone as like from a development standpoint, I'm excited to go and play games like that. Yeah. You know, I know that like I'm a staunch console player. Yeah. I never wanted to get it. I used to play a lot of WoW, but I never really got into that hamster wheel of the constant upgrade for the PC. Yeah. And I recognize that if you're like, the best way to play a shooter is definitely a console and keyboard from a competitive standpoint. Yeah. I understand that, or from a keyboard and mouse standpoint. Yeah. For me, like I'm a console guy. Yeah. So I'm excited about getting a console that's going to come out that is going to be like a really beefy PC.
And you know, I think a lot was learned this generation with the mid-term upgrades as well. Yeah, I mean, as more 4K was getting adopted in the marketplace out there.
Well, I mean, the Xbox One came out 7 years ago, and the X 2 years ago now, and I mean, like the X is for a lot of people, if the X, like that's a phenomenal machine in and of itself. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, we've got exciting days to come. And what's next for Gears? Gears 5 is out.
Gears 5 is out. Gears Pop came out. So our mobile game.
Pop,
we've got Tactics is on the horizon. Can't say anything more about that. Okay. That's our turn-based strategy game. Okay. I've had some playing with it and looking at it. It's really cool. Like we're taking that genre and we're adding Gear stuff to it. It's pretty neat.
Can you tell us if there's an optimization team at the Coalition that's working on the backwards compatibility with everything? Do you guys do that internally?
You mean
for
like
the next machine?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think right now, the team is pretty much really focused on live services. Right. So we like every game right now, the game has come out. And we're very proud of where the game is. Yep. We know that the game can get better. From a technical stuff, there's something, and then we've got a lot of content to come out. We've got new modes, new maps coming. Right. So we do like everybody. We've got seasons. So our operation. So our next operation starts in December. Okay. And with that one, we're gonna have new stuff coming out that a lot of Gears fans are gonna be like, oh, hello. Awesome. So we're excited about it. So we're focused. We're focused on. Done. No, not at all. I mean, I think we've got a very robust roadmap ahead of a lot of new content that's going to be added to the game.
Awesome. So when is the Coalition going to be on EP Live next then?
Well, whenever you want us.
December-ish?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's give it up for Dana Sissons and all of the folks at the Coalition. What a year.
Hold on. I'm going to just do one more call out though.
Yes.
Because you're wrapping up. Our studio is actually streaming on twitch.com/the Coalition. Right on. They're doing an Extra Life. They're doing the full 24 hours.
Oh,
so
good job.
If you want to stop by and support them, they'd appreciate that.
Awesome. Okay. And I just want to, I forget the URL here. I got to give that URL.
Right there.
Oh, there it is. Okay. If you want to support the Extra Life initiative, please do that, and it's going to help out the BC Children's Hospital. Go to bcchf.ca/donate, and make sure when you do donate, you put in Electric Playground or EP Live in the comments so people know how you got there, okay? And thank you all for your support. And let's take a look now at why we all got together to do this.
Avery was born on St. Patrick's Day. I mean, you really can't get a luckier birthday if you tried. And for the first little while, everything went very, very smoothly. At my 3-week baby well check, they mentioned that she hadn't been gaining weight as fast as they would have liked. We learned words like CHF, congestive heart failure, CHD, congenital heart disease, and Al-Kappa, which is what Avery's diagnosis is, which is anomalous left coronary artery from the pulmonary artery. It has a 90% mortality rate if they're not diagnosed in the first couple months. And here Avery was 2.5 years old. No doctor could believe she was alive. Her heart literally went like this, didn't squeeze, it twitched. Avery's surgery went very smoothly. I think more smoothly than they anticipated. I spent the next 4 days sleeping by her side. I said, "It's okay, baby, it's okay, mommy's here."
She's laughing and she's playing and doing all the normal stuff, and she's a super funny kid, and so she's always joking around and having a good time, and that's when you know that she's doing really well. And thankfully, that's how she's been for a good 5 years now.
I thought it slowed me down, but I believe now that I can do whatever I want, no matter how many surgeries I've had. I wouldn't be the same person without those scars.
To be able to have the technology and the equipment and the expertise to do the magic that they do is so important to me as a dad. I mean, it's the reason why my baby's alive.
They change lives. They save lives.
Even if I could change the fact that my heart was different, I probably wouldn't. I feel that I would never change the pathway that I've been through, and that all the curves were just right.